So guys, welcome back to another edition, part two of 4DX principles. Basically, how to execute your fourth quarter goals, guys. So real quick, let me get my screen up and we're gonna hit it off right quick. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen? Hold on. Let's see. Share screen. All right, all right, all right. All right, great. So now we're here. Welcome back, guys. Look, 4DX discipline, 4 disciplines of execution, guys. Like I said last week, I've been reading this book and I thought like people could get so much value as far as executing their goals, because sometimes we set goals and like they are so vague that we never end up hitting the goal, but we just set other goals. So um, real quick, we're gonna do a quick review of last week. So last week we talked about the whirlwind and discipline one, which is focused on a wildly important goal. The whirlwind is getting caught up in everything that doesn't matter, all the things that you can't really control that gets your attention, as far as your friends calling you, if you're at work, if you got all the office meetings, going to the water fountain and having conversations instead of like actually focus on what you need to be doing. All the employees that you may have, or coworkers that you may have, calling and trying to get your attention, or standing up in your office door trying to get your attention when you know you should be focused on this one thing. That's all the whirlwind. All that, the constant phone ringing, customers trying to get your attention, a whole bunch of things. That's considered all the whirlwind. And you wanna get so focused on your wildly important goal that the whirlwind is there, but you know you execute within your whirlwind. All right. So that's what we talked about last week. I know I didn't give like too much of like meat, but this week I'm gonna go deep dive into it, give you more than what I gave last week. Last week was just basically an overview and telling you what it is and explaining it a bit. But this week we're gonna go down in detail. All right, so let's talk about setting up your wildly important goal. So you gotta focus on no more than two wildly important goals at the same time. So why do you have to do that? All right, so great question. So you have to focus on one or two things, because like if we focus on too many things at once, we start getting discombobulated, we start losing focus. But if you're able to narrow down one or two things and stick with it and track it, you know you're gonna get it. For example, all my traders on the line, like when you first start, you're trying to look at every pair, and if you're honest, like it can get overwhelming, because when I started, I got overwhelmed. I was like, what? I can't see it on this chart. And I was looking at every chart trying to find that one strategy, or the I was looking at every chart trying to find that one thing that I'm looking for, but in the end, I got overwhelmed. It wasn't until when I started focusing on one or two different pairs that everything starts to fall in line. So, guys, that's what you want to focus on, one or two, maybe three, the max, but no more than three. All right, guys. So it helps you stay focused. Like I said, you get overwhelmed, you start, and then like you get overwhelmed and possibly confused. Overwhelmed people, confused people, guess what they do? Nothing. And you don't want a whole bunch of team members on your team, or like, for example, if you're building a business, you don't want a whole bunch of confused people who's doing nothing, because it doesn't help you, and is more energy you got to put forward to helping them get to where they want to be. So that's two things about the important goal. Always must have a finish line in the form of from X to Y by when. Why is that? All right. So have you ever set a goal? I make myself laugh. But have you ever set a goal and you never set a time frame of when you want it to get done, and then the goal just slowly disappeared? Who can relate to that? Like you set a goal, I'm gonna do this by this time, or you didn't set a time, but I want to lose weight, and you set a goal to lose weight, but you don't have a time, and over time, as weeks go by, days go by, as minutes, seconds, everything goes by, and the goal slowly disappears, and you forget about the goal. So by setting a date and deadline, you know that you have a time that you want to commit the goal, be committed to that goal. So is no excuses of why you can't get it. You know, it doesn't disappear. You know, oh, I got this goal by this date. I got to make it by this date. So it puts more intensity, more pressure, and it makes you, it gives you a direction of where you are and where you want to go. All right. So that's some steps of creating your wildly important goal. So lead measures. So how to get to the goal, right? So we talked about focusing on one or two goals, right? Now we're gonna focus on the stuff to move you towards the goal. So lead measures are predictive, meaning like if you do these things, this will get me to my goal. So it measures something that leads to the goal and is influence or something that we can influence. Sometimes what happens with us when we set goals is that we operate in our fear of influence. And I don't know if you've read the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but that talks about the fear of influence. And the fear of influence is basically all the things that we can control or I can control. So like I can control how I present this information to you. I can't control how you receive the information, right? So everything, you got to focus on what you can influence and don't get caught up in all the excuses and losing personal responsibility. If it's up to you, you got to focus on what you can control to get to that goal, all right? And then once you are clear about your lead measures, the view of the goal changes. Like how many times have you said that, oh, I want to lose weight goal, or I'm going to make this much money, and you never made it and it just disappeared. You never had clear details of what you want, where you want, and how do you want it to come to you. So just get clear on the lead measures that are going to take you to that goal. All right. So any questions about lead measures? Guys, if you got any comments, questions, concerns, look, post it in the chat. I'm open to answering all your questions. Or if you're watching the replay, just go ahead and post it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to respond to you guys. All right. So that's lead measures, guys. The lead measure is something that gets you towards the goal. All right. So we're on to lag measures, right? So this is discipline 2 and 3 packed in one, all right? So discipline 1 was focusing on the wildly important goal. Discipline 2 is lead measures, and discipline 3 is lag measures, all right? So measures the goal or measures a result, right? So for example, the weight on the scale. Like the weight on the scale is a lag measure. Why? Because you step on the weight, the scale is the results from your past week is already gone. Like, so what I'm saying is, once you step on the scale, ain't nothing that you do today is gonna change that weight on the scale unless you go exercise for the next few weeks. So lag measures is always the report that you get at the end of the week. So like, for example, you work in a big company, you got a report saying the numbers for last week. The reports are always based on the previous week. So there's no way to move the lag measure, right? The lag measure are always your results. But you don't want to focus solely on the lag measure. Yes, is a way to guide you to know where you're going, but you want to focus mainly on the lead measures, because lead measures are going to move the lag measures, which propels you towards your goal. So fixating solely on the lag measures fails to drive results. If you fixate on the lag measure, some of us get caught up in, I can't lose the weight, I can't lose the weight. But are you doing the things to make you or get you to lose the weight? right, guys? So just wanted to break that down for you guys. Um, so I just want to say one thing about previous slide, lead measures. So some of us get caught up in the vague goals of where we want to be. By structuring it this way, we gain clarity. So having lead measures and stuff like that gains you clarity. And then the words say, write the vision and make it plain, right? So make the vision plain so you could get to where you want to be, all right? Here we go, example. So here's an example of what I was working on, me personally. I started like the second week of September, and it's small success, so you always gotta be happy for the small success. It may not be the big results that I wanted, but seeing small results is also I'm also grateful for that small result, because I may on the scale it may not look like I've gained much, but in person it looks like I've lost a lot, right? So here's from X to Y by when. Oh, here we go. So we're right here from 190 pounds to 170 by October 24th. So I'm tracking it. I'm not there exactly. So that is the goal. That was the goal that I set. The lead measures were dieting, exercise, rollouts, and push-ups. So I've been consistent on getting the exercise in, getting my 3 miles every Monday for the last 6 weeks. Excuse me. Every Monday I've been getting at least 1 to 3 miles in. I've been doing rollouts and push-ups to help me with that goal. Those are all lead measures. Those are stuff that I can control, that I have influence over to help me to get to that goal. So, and as well as dieting. I started eating fruits in the morning. I started eating maybe a fruit bowl for lunch instead of having a big lunch. And instead of like sometimes I would have a big lunch, and then instead of having a big dinner, I would eat fruits for dinner. So that controlling your diet is also a part of the lead measures. The lag measure was the weight on the scale, which is the current weight. I just weighed it in this morning, 185, which is good. I'm not where I want to be, but seeing consistent progress is a good thing, because the first week it didn't go nowhere. The scale didn't go nowhere, and I was kind of sad. But as I continue to follow my lead measures and be consistent, I started seeing the results. And that's where keeping a compelling scoreboard comes in, because you got to be able to see where you are going. Like, have you ever been to a basketball game and there's nobody keeping score, and you look around and everybody's just in the phone and not really paying attention? Well, that's because nobody knows what's going on. Like, if you are at the game, it is a complete difference when you are at another game and you see the scoreboard, you know who's winning, you know what your team needs. So you started cheering harder for your team if you could actually see where they want to go or see the scoreboard. So just like that, you have to keep a scoreboard for your goals. So like this 185, the 190 was on top for the longest, but now the 185 is the scoreboard that I'm looking at, so I'm looking at the scoreboard going down, so it's like it was 190 and it was up here, and now I'm down here, you know what I'm saying? So keeping a compelling scoreboard to get you to where you want to be. All right. And last thing is just accountability. Like, some of us need accountability partners. Some of us need like someone to check in with to make sure you're getting your goals done. So like every Monday I do a check-in on my weight and see what I could do the next week to move the lag measure. So I look at where I'm at and what am I gonna do the next week so I could get the lag measure down more. And to be honest, I'll be transparent with you guys. I haven't really worked as good on the accountability part, but I have seen a difference by just being aware of what's going on throughout the process. So having accountability will definitely skyrocket you, because you'll have that person calling you, hey, have you done what you said you was going to do? Hey, have you done what have you worked out this morning? Hey, have you done your miles even though you had to work 12 hours? Have you done your miles? You know, so just having someone that's right there to keep you accountable and hold you accountable will definitely skyrocket you to that goal. So, guys, and then this is the formula for completing your goal or setting your wildly important goal, right? So from X to Y by when? That's the beginning portion of your goal. So once you figure out what you want your goal to be for the next 30, 60, 90 days, from X to Y by when? When do I want this goal? What is that going to be looking like, right? Then we go down to making lead measures to move you toward that goal, right? So you got your goal. Now you got to know what actions to take to get you to achieve that goal, right? And then now you focus, you got the lag measures, which is your weekly results. The results after you've done this for a week, what happened at the end of the week, you know? And you keep your scoreboard to keep you in the game because you got to get in the game and you got to play to win, right? And then last but not least, your cadence of accountability. This is part of discipline 4, which we'll go over more on the next week because this is just week 2. So just having a cadence of accountability will just help you to skyrocket in your life much faster. All right, guys. So on the call, anybody want to share a goal that they want to be so I could help them break it down and get you to where you want to be in life? No, nobody, no volunteers. Let's see. Get out of here. All right, guys. Let's see. Check in the chat. Where is the chat? Oh, there we go. All right. All right, guys. So nobody wants to volunteer. Look, guys, this is a formula to achieving or executing your wildly important goal. Guys, take these formulas, take these steps, like break down your goals. So next week, if you want, we can share your goal and see how we could make it down, break it down to make it plain so you can get the results you want in your life. Guys, don't hesitate to ask questions, get an accountability partner, everything you need to help you get to that next level, guys. With that being said, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a phenomenal week and just go out there and crush it this week. All right, guys. This is Samuel Rodney. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. All right.